the link before we go.
Hey, Dapper, when we getting the road back?
In it, man. In it.
When's the Hugh Hefner road coming back?
I saw Dapper's youths running around the living room earlier, man.
Well, that's my little brother. I'm talking about you, son. That's my baby bro. Western youths.
Right, we need a road, bro. That adds the level of sophistication.
I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back just before AJ fights, man. I'm gonna wait to the Airbnb.
That's the level of sophistication.
And I have a cigar. Was that? Did you have the steak?
Yeah, and I had feedback. That's me. Sorry. Oh, okay. I'm
And
just
have a cigar or a pipe.
Cuban. Yeah.
Just have one.
To run that.
Yeah.
That's a run that still.
Oh, fuckers!
Oh, they're already out in Sam's on the account. I've seen this.
Is it? You serious?
Are they?
Yeah, because they're saying that obviously the fight is basically been announced now.
Oh yeah.
There were some naysayers on that. There was some man that said that wasn't gonna happen, but I believe my boy Eddie. I said he would do it.
Well,
he's done it.
Like I said, until that shit is announced and signed. But you not realize Sky Sports have tweeted like media every.
This is the first time I've seen Sky Sports tweet shit that's not official.
No, they've been doing it. They literally have been
mad. That's so unprofessional, though. It's not official. You're tweeting it like if the fight is happening.
I've sent you guys the link. Just retweet if you can, please, guys. Cool. All right, I'm gonna start. I'll wait for everyone to come in the thing, but yeah, I'm gonna start. Hello, welcome to another Ringside Fracas. My name's Lewis. I'm joined by our fellow. Wow, I've got mad noises in my ear. One sec. Wow. Oh, yeah, I've got notifications on. Let me turn it off. See, that's how you know I'm a gambling addict. I've got notifications on for leagues from like fucking Costa Rica and that. But anyway, hello, welcome to another Ringside Fracas. My name's Lewis. I'm joined by regulars. We got Dapo. How you doing, Daps?
I'm doing well, thanks. How you doing?
Yeah, Robles.
Not today, but we'll be back. I'm coming back soon.
Yeah. We got Sams. How you doing, man?
Yeah, not bad. You?
Looking chilled as ever. Yeah, I'm good, man. Thanks. And we got Jide. How you doing, man?
Sweet.
Starboy Senior, man.
My God.
Not anymore, though, eh? Because who's top of the prediction league now, eh, Jide, eh?
You hopefully forgot about that, innit?
You didn't think I'd bring it up.
Listen, he was gagging to let everyone know.
The only guy in the whole group who's never laced on any gloves whatsoever, and guess who's top? Me. Because you know what? Yeah, it's one thing fighting, guys. Yeah, it's one thing fighting, but it's another thing knowing. All right, it's the knowledge. It's all up here. All right, it's
that's
all
what
up
they
here.
all say.
And we're joined by Io. How you doing, man? Newbie to the show. I've got a few questions to ask you to get us off the ground. But how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. It's good to be here on this momentous occasion. You know, the funeral of Billy Joe.
Wow. Hold us in that high esteem.
Shit.
I see. I was always chatting shit in the YouTube comments, yeah, and also on Discord, he's always trying to pan my ass as well. So I had to invite him on a podcast just so I could
you're the
face
ops,
him man for man. I needed to look into your eyes and see the man behind the Discord chat.
Wait, man said the funeral of Billy Joe. I'm ended.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's the end of his career.
Just keep it right there. We'll come to that. We'll come to that. Keep it right there.
It's all done. 30 seconds done.
Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, I'm not too sure about title, guys, because that's quite inflammatory, I have to admit. But please expand on that point, please, because we do want to start with Billy Joe, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I've been waiting for this day to come for a long time. Billy Joe's a scumbag. He's done scumbaggish things in the Olympics. He got kicked off the Olympics team. He's paying people to slap random people on the street. The guy is just a complete prick. And I'm so happy.
Wow.
The only thing that could have made it a bit better is if he went back out for that last round and just let nature take his course. You know,
Wow.
Wow.
he should have gone back out, went out on his back like a man.
Oh wow. I
Wait,
wasn't.
whoa. See, you think he should have actually gone back out again?
No, I wanted him to go back out.
Oh, cool,
Why?
cool.
Because he was laying in his bed on the IFL interview, tapping his chest, saying Dubois just saying he ain't got this. He was tapping his chest, saying he ain't got heart. He said that if my two of my eye sockets were gone, if I had a bleed of the brain, 2 broken hands, then I would go out. I would not quit. He quit. Simple.
Shit, that was a solid attack.
First of all, I didn't expect Io to do any of this. Okay, I just want to put you guys on notice. I didn't expect Io to come on this sort of crud, but you know he's made an entrance for himself, so you big up you. Second of all, let's address some of Io's points there. I don't condone some of the stuff Billy Joe has done. Obviously, he's done some crazy shit, but if we just talk about the fighter himself, the whole. There does seem to be like a hypocritical kind of notion going on with the whole quitting and the comments that he made about Daniel Dubois. Jide, where do you stand in relation to comments that a fighter makes whilst not in the ring and then doing something completely opposite whilst he is in the ring?
Cool. I want to first premise what I'm going to say with, I believe all fighters are warriors. If you're going to get in the ring, you're brave. Like, you don't do this job because you're a coward. Yeah, you're on it. But my thing is, it's all good to be talking the talk and talking how bad you are and how much heart you have, gypsy heart, gypsy magic. In the press conference, you and Tyson Fury saying Canelo's never fought someone with this gypsy heart. All that sweet stuff. It's all nice saying that. It's all nice saying to Dubois, if you have both your eye sockets broken and your jaw and you will die in the ring before they pull you out, you die in your shield. That's all nice. Digging into a 22-year-old, is a bit slow. He's just had this, like, at least with Dubois, yeah. Dubois had that injury, like I'd say earlier, and he kept getting jabbed in that eye, like, for at least another round. He was getting pops in the eye for at least another round. You could see he didn't want to be in there, but he was sent out and he went out. To me, he went out like, okay, he gave up in the middle of the ring, but he still went out to try and firm it. But my man sat in the corner and just thought, nah, I'm not on this. I don't want this. And my thing is, he quit. There is nothing wrong, in my opinion, with quitting. There are levels to quitting. There's quitting as in, like, the guy in the undercard who got hit by a phantom punch and then went down and didn't bother to fight. Like, that's disgusting. That sort of quitting, I can't tolerate. But if you had your orbital bone broken, like, I don't think there's any fighter who's ever been the same since an injury like that. I can't think of one. If that's happened to you, yeah, and you quit, which is what he did, that's fine. But don't come and say, tell the fans and other fighters that they're going too hard on him based on what he said. If you have to maintain that same energy, as Dillian White said. You can't say something like with White. This is why I like Dillian White. Dillian White chats a lot of shit, but with Dillian White, you have to stop him. He backs up what he says. He will not. If Dillian White, to the detriment of his health, if he got his eye broken, he will fight on. To the detriment of his health. I don't think it's a good thing. He will fight on because he's one of those people who's keep the same energy always. But people like Billy Joe, I don't want to say Tyson Fury, but he talks a lot. Like, these people that talk on die on your shield and all that sweet stuff, you have to maintain that energy, because when it happens to you, now Billy Joe knows how that eye injury feels. Like, he's humbled himself. So he's a man. He has to take the backlash. The backlash is happening now. He has to firm it. He can't say anything about it personally.
Samps, do you disagree?
No. You know what? Yeah, everything that Jide says, I land with it quite strongly. Where, as far as I'm concerned, you have to keep that same energy. You can't be digging into Dubois, and then you know what? Let me pull back on myself, because in all fairness, I don't think the word quitting should be used with Dubois or Billy Joe Saunders in the instance of the injury they've sustained. An orbital bone break, you're no longer able to continue. It's not a matter of, oh, I've just lost my bottle and don't want to continue. It's, I can no longer actively participate in what I'm doing because I can't function as a, two-fisted, two-eyed.
Sorry to cut you off, Sam. It's like losing an arm to me in a fight. Same level.
Essentially, yeah, I agree. Like you're not able to continue. That, don't get me wrong, you lost because the damage was caused by a punch. Yeah. So you have lost the fight. But the word quitting, yeah, in that pool, yeah, you're putting in the same pool. I don't know, all the Nomachenko victims who have just quit on their stool because they just can't. They don't want to go on with the game. They're losing. Like, you can't put that in the same pool as a Kell Brook who had his orbital bone broken, both orbital bones broken, yeah, or Danny Dubois again, or Billy Joe Saunders. I don't think they should. I don't believe they all belong under the same bracket. If you know what I'm saying. By all means, you're no longer to continue, and you've lost a TKO, but it's not the same. If you know what I'm saying, it's not fair to put them as the same bracket. But in saying that, I'm not even so pissed about Billy Joe Saunders. I'm more annoyed about the media. The way the media have presented and backed their boy has been quite disgusting, considering when the boy had the exact same injury, you was calling him a quitter, and all sorts. And there's other fighters who literally have just given up, basically, yeah, on their knee. But because you like them, you've come out with all these narratives and reasons to suggest that I'm going to say them quitting wasn't quitting. It was valid because of X and Y and Z. But when the same thing happens with the boy, it was, yeah, he quit. He hasn't got heart. He bottled it. He was even winning. He should have carried on. But now with Billy Joe Saunders, all of a sudden it's a life-threatening injury. No one wants to go blind. You're wrong to let him continue. If you would let him continue, you'd pull him out. What's going on here? Like, surely there must be a consistent line with the same injury over the course of time with different fighters. How was your narrative changing depending whether you like them or not? That's what I want to ask these people.
Yeah, it certainly is interesting how we've seen, in my opinion, a blatant differential in terms of media coverage. Even just like I subscribe to IFL TV, right? And you look at the video titles compared to, and this is no slight on IFL or anything like that. They're literally just presenting the information that's given to them, right? But, all the headlines are Billy Joe didn't quit. He could have gone blind. He could have, he may never fight again kind of thing. But you compare it to Daniel Dubois at the time, and there seemed to be yes, there were people saying, he could have gone blind and stuff like that. But the overwhelming narrative for the Billy Joe situation seems to be quite defensive of him, whereas for Dubois it seemed like there was like a debate going on. They may as well have had a poll on Twitter saying, did Daniel Dubois quit, kind of thing. So it is interesting to see the change in narrative as well, and also that I mean, I don't know if this has anything to do, but I mean, Daniel Dubois also suffered the injury fighting a heavyweight, not to say that Joe Joyce punches any harder than Canelo or anything like that, but these are big guys.
He definitely punches harder. He definitely. My thing is that's been quite interesting is the people that have been defending Billy are digging out the fans, but they've been very, very clever not to talk about the fighters that have been getting onto Billy. It's not just the fans. There have been people like Anthony Bridges, people like Vargas. There have been a couple guys who've come out, like Antonio Carver. A lot of fighters have come out and said this guy's a bitch. He quit. He's a quitter. He's a quitter. I'm telling you, I don't agree with them. Again, I feel like quitting there's nothing wrong with it. There's levels in it. Again, as Samson said, orbital injury is different level, right? But there are fighters who have said, you said XYZ, as fighters, we should not quit. Because there are fighters who have fought with orbital injuries. Again, to the detriment of their health. For example, Joe Frazier, he fought how many fights blind in one eye? Obviously, the medical treatment back then is completely trash. But my man definitely didn't have for like or his later fights, he didn't have an eye. Against Muhammad Ali, Rumble in the Jungle, he couldn't see in one of his eyes. So there are fighters who've done stuff like who fought with crazy adversity. But again, I don't feel like we should expect that of them. But the people defending Billy, they're moving the goalpost so much that it's making me sick. Like Ben Davison recently came out and said Billy said he wanted to come out and fight.
Get that guy out there. Get that guy out here.
As if we didn't
watch. We watched it live. Don't insult my
anywhere.
Trying to gaslight me, fam.
It's worse, yeah. No. The zone's quality was so HD. It was HD.
Bro, 4K, bro. We can't miss nothing. We're not missing nothing, bro.
We saw
4K.
We were not asking him. Was basically saying, "Get me the hell."
It wasn't. When Billy Joe sat down, he looked at his train like, "Bro, this one is looking long. I can't lie."
bro, no.
The way he looked at his trainer, I knew his fate was sealed. Canelo was celebrating.
Come back like he was some sort of Rocky character. Like, yeah, I want to go out. Let's go.
Nah, that's not the energy he had. Bro. Canelo was celebrating before the ref did anything.
Yeah,
he was done.
And a lot of the narrative, like some people are making silly points, like, "Oh, how could he quit if Mark Tibbs Come on, man.
Mark Tibbs said himself, he didn't give me anything that I wanted to let him continue the fight.
Exactly. And it wouldn't be the first time ever a trainer has, come out publicly to take the pressure off their fighter and said, look, I did it. Billy, even if he did say Billy wanted to carry on,
There's an interview there, with, I can't remember who it was. I think Talk Sport or something, I can't remember. But it's with Mark Tibbs, right? And the interview is basically trying to make him admit that Billy Joe kind of quit. And it's so interesting because he's trying to save face, but at the same time, like, let us know that Billy Joe wasn't really given the energy to continue. Because the woman was like, oh, so how did you know that Billy Joe agreed with you that he didn't want to continue? And the guy's like, no, he didn't quit. He just wasn't really giving me much back. You can tell it's like a save face kind of operation at the moment because even Eddie Hearn said it himself, Billy Joe didn't want to continue. It's that simple. I think you guys are actually being too nice, man. Listen, Billy Joe Saunders versus Canelo. We are smoking out on that Travelers Pack right now. I'm so happy. Yeah, this needed to happen. This brought some balance to the division, to the world of boxing. I have been following the build-up to this fight ever since it was announced. And the stuff that this guy has been talking, first of all, let me just say this. I'm not a fighter. So this quit stuff has always been aired to me. I don't know what it's like to be in there. If you get something damaged or hurt, I can't be the one to say that you quit or not or whatever. I'm not a fighter, right? That's down to the fighters to have that opinion. But at the same time, following a fight like Billy Joe, if I wasn't so clued up on how this fight was going to go, I would actually believe he would win just because of how spicy he was talking.
You believe the gypsy magic, yeah?
If I wasn't so clued up, I would have believed it. It's like certain man. I'm not going to say names.
Certain man definitely believed in the gypsy magic.
Gypsy magic. If I didn't have a rational brain, knowing that this is fucking Canelo Alvarez, I might have bought into it. But this guy, if you followed the whole build-up, this guy would have.
Stars are landing.
Listen, this guy would have sold you so many dreams. Like the way he was breaking it down, I'm sure a lot of people lost some money on that fight just because he was talking 100%. And the confidence, not just him, his whole camp, Tyson Fury, the build-up was ridiculous. Honestly, Billy Joe Saunders has never fought a ring that big, but he was almost trying to die for that ring. It was just so mad. And for me, I just thought, okay, cool. You need to put in a career's best performance if you're gonna have all these demands, all these complaints, all this trash talking. I feel like Canelo only said 2 words the whole build-up. Billy Joe said he did all the promo for this whole fucking thing. And in regards to Dubois, right, watching that video back, it's honestly, it's poetry. It's poetry. Because he said it himself. You don't have to argue. All of us here, we don't have to sit here and argue versus Billy Joe because he said it himself. He said, you have to drag me out the ring, I have to be on my back, I have to die on the battlefield before the fight is ending. He said it himself. So it doesn't matter if you think he quit or not. He himself, by his standards, he quit.
I did quite like. I thought that was quite classy from Dubois. Dubois gets a lot of stick from not being the most. I don't know if someone else wrote the statement for him or whatnot, but he comes across as not being the most articulate person, and You
All
know,
I'm gonna say about the boy, he's a better man than me. Because as soon as I saw that, I would have been on his ass. I would have been onto him.
And you know what? Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. I give him credit. It was a bit of a classy response. Just talking about the fight. I'm keen to come to you because you're not part of the boxing group, so I don't know if you believed in the gypsy magic or not. I'm assuming you didn't because of how the amount of crud that you've come out talking. But give us your thoughts on what you predicted. Don't lie now, all right? Don't lie, because I can go in the Discord chat and see what you were saying before the fight. But yeah, how did you envisage the fight panning out?
I didn't see a way that Billy Joe could win because he ain't got power and his legs are pretty much gone. Because you can't keep blowing and come down, blowing out again after every fight. It's gonna take your legs away. So he was never gonna beat Canelo on the cards. So I couldn't see a way that he could win. And in the fight, I had it, I think 4-3. For that last one, he won quite convincingly. So Billy Joe put up a good fight, but at the end of the day, he got smashed up. And the longer it went, he would have continued to get smashed up. He always gasses out later in the fight. It's simple.
Yeah, no, I think most of us probably thought the same way, except for the gypsy magic believers. You know, astrology, horoscopes, and all them man there. But
man there.
Yeah, them man
I'm not saying no names though.
Say no names.
Oscar.
Certain man. Juju and that, you know. Certain man.
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah. In all fairness, I feel like we need to give, like, if you take out obviously the fact that he got his face broken, I do feel like he really did do a good job in terms of the actual boxing match. Like he was showing us stuff in it, like, and he kind of made Canelo fight a different fight. Well, Canelo didn't look great in that fight.
I want to say since probably GGG, that's the best opponent.
I personally feel like Canelo looked good. I had it 5-3. So the thing with me was Canelo's smaller than Billy, like we acknowledge that. So my thing was Canelo was setting things up. That's what we always say about this guy. Like he was throwing, remember, it was throwing the
right to the body.
Yeah, but it was throwing it to the body early. So when Billy got into his rhythm in the middle rounds, or like round 4, 5, and 6, around those rounds, he kept ducking to try to avoid that shot the way he was throwing it. And Canelo being Canelo, it's like he set him up. He's like, I'm gonna throw it to the body. So Billy's gonna think I'm gonna try hook either to the body or to the head. So I'll slip it down to his right. And that's how he kept slipping it. If you noticed, he kept slipping. I was gone. He kept slipping a shot that exact same way. And all Canelo did is just change the trajectory and aimed it like a uppercut right. It's such a weird punch. And it just landed flush. Like I've not seen a punch that land so clean.
It was so beautiful. I definitely think it was a fight where Billy Joe started to look like he was trying to survive more than anything.
Do you think?
No, 100%. Certain rounds for me
was looking good, man.
For me personally, I think there were certain rounds in the fight where it looked like those body shots were really getting to him. I'm not saying that he didn't do well. I think he did, like I said, I think he did better than most of, like, maybe like Canelo's like 5 opponents. I think there were spots where he was outboxing Canelo, but I definitely feel like it was one of those fights. But the longer it would have gone, it would have been I'm going to get to you soon. And that's what because... Sorry, go on, head touch.
In that last round, before that punch happened, in the round before that, Billy Joe won that convincingly. I thought the tide was starting to change a bit, where it looked like Billy Joe was actually getting a lot more settled in the fight, and it was getting a lot more, like, he was getting a lot more success. And then, unfortunately, it just goes eye broken. Like, literally, like, I'm not saying, like, I wasn't that impressed with Canelo, but at the same time, I'm going to take into a lot of factors where he was fighting a southpaw that basically was moving, which automatically nullifies a lot of Canelo's, best attributes, because Canelo's feet never always needs you to be planting taken for his shots off. But at the same time, and he was throwing a lot of single shots.
I was impressed, man. I was impressed with how he knew he had him hurt. That's what impressed me. I was impressed with.
I was impressed with. He knew he wasn't gonna. He can't outthrow Billy Joe. He can't outland Billy Joe. He can't make mistakes. If he did throw it to the wind and try to just hit Billy Joe all sort of telegraph shots, it will get picked apart. So, like I said in the group chat, I feel like he allowed Billy to get. Obviously, you don't allow people to just punch you up. That's stupid. But I feel like he let Billy come in. No, Billy was coming in, coming out, throwing his little combinations. Somewhere hitting the arm. He was double jabbing. Like Billy was getting those successes. For me, I feel like Canelo was reading how Billy moved. Like I was saying, to time.
Downloading data, innit?
Yeah, it was downloading those data.
Something the other day that really resonated when I watched the fight back here. Canelo basically didn't really punch outside of the single right to the body when it was kind of like jumping in range. He didn't really convict himself into anything unless Billy Joe already threw, and then he threw with Billy Joe, and he kept doing it, and that's what effectively what he basically did it, and then basically was studying what Billy Joe's reactions were to each punch.
Yeah.
Over time, he just started okay, cool. He's ducking low, and with that ducking low, he just came in with that perfect right hand.
I think this fight is like a prime example of world-class high-level boxing, and whoever gets the strategy right wins. Like once you get to a level, it's honestly about who gets the strategy right. And you can see, like, I feel like Canelo, like he like he said, he knew that it was going to be a difficult fight. He didn't try and bravado himself and say I'm going to clean this guy out. He knew exactly what he was stepping into, and he wasn't afraid to give up from rounds just to download that data. I understand exactly how Billy Joe reacts to certain things, and that's why I say, like, I definitely feel like it was one of those fights where the longer it went, it was like he's going to get to him at a certain point. It's going to hurt him as well. Before I went to fight, I predicted a UD from Canelo, but after the first couple of rounds, I knew he was going to stop it.
Yeah,
it's interesting because you mentioned that after a few rounds you knew he was going to stop him, but I thought Billy actually started quite slow. And he really grew into the fight. I think Canelo won the first couple of rounds really comfortably, and then it was almost like I think Billy started to get quite comfortable. And you mentioned like there's this kind of like downloading thing that Canelo does, we've seen him lose rounds before, right? There's lots of examples where Canelo is losing the fight and then he just knocks you out basically and just lands. Amir
Khan's a good example of that.
Amir Khan's the perfect example of just at the point where we were thinking, wow, Khan's actually doing all right here, and then boom, out of nowhere, the fight is done. And it was kind of similar to Billy Joe, in the fact that we were all looking at Billy Joe and thinking, wow, Billy Joe's really turned this around. Like after the first 2 rounds, we were thinking, nah, Billy Joe has had us on, like he's gonna get stopped inside. People were saying, he's gonna get stopped inside like 4 to 6 or whatever it is, the first 4 rounds, and then it looked like, wow. I think I said actually, like the round before Billy got stopped. Actually, I was like, we've actually got a fight now. This looks like a fight,
It looked like he got his second win.
Yeah, and it is quite interesting how the fight panned out. But like I was disappeared. He's got internet issues, so it is what it is. But short little cameo from Io.
You should say Billy Joe.
Memorable. But
it's gypsy magic. Billy Joe
gypsy magic. But like he said, beforehand I didn't really see a way Billy Joe could win, and when Billy Joe did have that flurry. And, it did look like, wow, we're in a fight here. Was there ever a moment you thought, yeah, Billy Joe could do this? Was there ever a moment for anyone?
Nah, but he landed some good punches, man. He landed some sweet-looking punches. But I didn't think he could do it, me personally.
Like Billy Joe, like I said, his little double jabs, comes in, throws a short left hook and pops out. Those shit look sweet, innit? Yeah. But the reason why I knew this guy is not going to win is because even the shots that he blocks, that Canelo throws, he moves back. When a judge is judging a fight, it's effective punching that's number 1. Number 2 is, I don't know. I know effective punching is number 1. That's like the most like loved thing. That's the number 1 thing you score on, right? Billy was trying to do volume, but Canelo will land his 1-2 body shots that he's not really throwing. He's finding
stuff on the ropes.
Billy's flying backwards like he's getting hit by a fucking truck.
That was especially prevalent in the first 2 rounds where I was like, wow. That's when I thought, Billy's going to get himself stopped because
so when you do that, and even for me, I feel like Billy was taking those shots well. even the ones that exploded on him. But because you're making so exaggerated movements, even in the rounds that it looks like you're winning, because you're moving back so much, you're just not helping yourself. And it's, to me, I knew I was like, this guy's gonna either get stopped or lose a UD because you're intimidated by Canelo. You're trying to show that you're not, but the way you're moving, you clearly are. If he had a bit more poker face, and like, obviously, I'm not the one getting punched, you know what I mean? So I'm sure those punches hurt us. You know,
it sounds like
the sounds are crazy.
The zone 4 came in his head.
But my thing is, Billy, you're a bigger man, because there were times Billy pushed Canelo back. You're a bigger man, so don't let Canelo push you back so much. Like, impose yourself.
Billy hit Canelo with this nasty left hook. He was in a clinch. I think he pushed him out.
Pushed him back against the rope. That's when I'm like, bro, you're bigger man, bigger than him.
And why did he decide to drop his hands? That's the bit I didn't understand.
When he dropped his hands, he was working
better. Much better.
When he dropped
but ultimately, was that not to the detriment?
That's what I'm thinking.
Wait, no. To be fair, he was always crashing low to his right for some reason. I don't know if it was stylistically how he.
That was his like escape plan, right?
That was like his safe. I feel that's people in boxing, they have like a thing where they call it their safe pocket. Some people like pull back and block up high. Some people duck real low, and that's like their safe pocket.
Tyson Fury ducks real low. That's his safe pocket as well. Same thing. That's how he defends himself.
Maybe used to do it quite a lot as well. To be fair, as well, you'll get fighters that duck low. Some will duck really or pull back far. But then, so for Billy Joe, it was working. Canelo was missing a lot of hooks over the top.
Yeah, he missed a lot. I've got a question for you guys though. Do you guys think the ringside played a massive part?
Yeah, probably.
In the fight.
It probably did help a little bit because it gave him a lot more,
That's the biggest fight Billy Joe's ever fought in, by the way.
That ring is huge.
Biggest ring, sorry.
That's a heavyweight ring, bro.
It's not. That's a big ring. It was big. It was 22 inside as well. I didn't realize that. I was like, that's taking.
And for me, that's another thing that impressed me as well, because the way Canelo was cutting off that ring and getting Billy on the ropes so quick as well. Like
my thing is, like I was saying before, Canelo is fighting Billy as I was saying. Billy blows up in weights, blows down in weights, all that sweet stuff. Asking for a bigger ring is not going to help a guy like that because his legs are going to go. If Canelo was fighting Lara, then that's a problem. If Canelo was fighting Trout, that's a problem. If he's fighting these 154 guys who are light enough to dance around and just do Bugs Bunny, then he'll be in trouble because all they'll do to him is double jab, run around. Double jab.
That's but at the same time, for Billy Joe, all he's doing is accentuating his attributes, like his best attributes, and he's working and he's doing whatever he can do to reap the benefits of it. So
of course he was
much better feat, So
of course that's what he tried to do, but because this is the biggest ring you've ever fought in, you're not used to this. Number one. Number two, you just don't have the stamina. You don't have the stamina to maintain that.
He wanted the.
Yeah, because he fought. He watched the Lara fight. He said, "This is how I'm going to beat Canelo," because that Lara fight.
I don't know. I feel like I just feel like people ain't really crediting Billy Joe's performance up until him getting his eye broken. Like I feel like
I credit. I
came to win, and he was doing a good job.
Agreed, 100%.
He came to win, but he was not going to. For me, there was just always going to be. It was 5-3, 8th round.
To me personally, it did look like the tide was changing a bit when that round.
I personally didn't see that. I just saw
round 7 was very very convincing round I've seen on Canelo since probably GGG.
I've got another question for you guys. Sorry, Lewis.
Yeah.
One more question. Do you guys feel like Billy Joe's CV until that Canelo fight? Do you guys think the fights that he had fought before that fight prepared him enough for a fight of that magnitude?
No. But in my opinion, no.
But nothing can.
Yeah.
You think so? Because there are a lot of people in that weight. Not preparing for Canelo specifically, but for like a champion for that level of fight. There are a lot of people who can afford that. A lot of people have belts in these weight class that can afford that experience. I feel like that's something that people don't really look into when it comes to fights of this magnitude. People that these guys are fought
experience of that level, isn't it?
I don't think experience is saving Billy Joe from that result. Personally, he could have fought Muhammad Ali, Mayweather. Like it wouldn't have saved him. I don't think.
I think fighting. I do agree a bit with Dapper that fighting at that level, yeah, and fighting because he pulled out of a lot of fights. Billy's career has been quite disappointing, where he pulled out of a lot of fights he should have taken. You never know. He might have seen certain tricks that could have prepared him a bit better. Because at the end of the day, like we said, he lost because Canelo sussed him out. So Canelo sussed a pattern that he loved to do. Throw, flurry, and duck to the left. Throw, flurry, duck to the left.
And Canelo has been way more active than he has this year.
Canelo's been fighting at a certain standard for way
long. Yeah.
But I'm thinking, like, I need people to put respect on Triple G's name, man. Like, put some crazy respect on that man's name. That man is a monster. That man is a monster. That man took Canelo's best shots and he did not flinch.
And kept coming forward.
But you know, flip that though. Canelo took GGG's best shots. And
of course. I'm not here to say he didn't. Canelo's got crazy.
No, I'm just saying that as in like they're
both monsters.
They're both
different gravy to everyone else. That
facts.
Yeah. So for me, that was like one of the best fights of the year so far. I really enjoyed it, even though if it was, what was it, an 8th round stoppage?
That DAZN 199.
Yeah, that DAZN 199 is the bargain of the century.
That guy forever, man.
I can see the sweat dripping off these man's faces, man. I had a good time. I had a good time.
HD.
I had a good time, bro. I can't remember the last night I enjoyed a boxing event.
Noise. I need
the crowd atmosphere was amazing, man.
I mean, crowd like ASAP.
Yeah, I went back the next day to watch like football in empty grounds again. I was like,
we need fans back, man.
These boxers that are saying that the crowd matters when they fight, they might be onto something, you know, because that crowd is different.
I think it must do. I think it must do. Something. But let's talk about the antics after the fight. Obviously, there was get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Out of him. I'll fuck you up real bad right now. You will payday.
It's so weird hearing Canelo speak now, man. It's so weird.
Canelo said,
fuck out of here, man.
He was meant to say, I'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
And he said something
I'll fuck you out.
I'll fuck you out.
I'll fuck you, man.
Hey, I'm like, Canelo, pause, nigga. Pause, bro. I said, I'll fuck you up. No, but you know me, like, I always get onto these guys. Don't duck, guys. Like, fight. Andrade needed to do what he did, but I feel like out of everyone in and around that weight class who can use that, you haven't fought anyone. It's Canelo. Canelo can use you haven't fought anyone to like Andrade because Canelo has fought everyone.
That guy's resume is so stacked.
And I don't really like that point from Canelo because my man literally fought Avni Yildirim in the last fight.
But that was a mandatory. But that was to get the dog.
Callum Smith.
Get rid of but you can't.
Smith's a champion.
He's a champion. He's trying to be undisputed. It's like saying
Rocky Fielding.
But to be fair though,
no, you can say that, but then we can also say he's fought Triple G, he's fought Kovalev.
No, I'm not disputing Canelo's record. I'm saying these man haven't fought anyone prior to fighting Canelo, so why can he use that?
No,
I was gonna say
my thing is, Andrade doesn't have what Canelo.
Andrade's got a belt though.
But the same weight division. At 168. Canelo wants to be undisputed at 168.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Canelo said Benavidez. When Benavidez was WBC champion at 168, he was talking a lot of shit. And Canelo was like, yo, listen, I'm gonna come up. Don't worry, I'm still 160. Let me deal with
that's weight right there.
At 160. And then what did Benavidez go and do? He went and ate too many pies and lost the belt. That's not Canelo's fault. Then Canelo went and got the belt and was like, fuck this guy, fuck off. That is your fault. Andrade, if you want to fight with Canelo, the WBO, they love to do the situation where if the champion at the lower weight goes up, he's number one mandatory. If you want the Canelo fight, all you have to do is drop your belt and say, I'm moving up.
But going up is a bit mad, no?
Andrade's not going up to fight.
I know he's not, but he's 33. If you want the payday, you have to do what you have to do.
When they say Canelo killed you, but say yeah.
Fam, you know, Charlo, like for example, Charlo should be fighting Andrade. I feel like them two definitely should. Charlo shouldn't be using the excuse Canelo's using, but he's using it. But again, we're not going to get into that. We know how them man over there move.
Yeah, don't upset Samps, yeah?
We know how them man over there move. But if you know the fight you want for the $8 million payday that will change your life is Canelo, You haven't fought anyone to get that fight, but you know this guy wants to become undisputed. When he's become undisputed,
They're gonna check you, man.
then go up to 168. He's probably gonna chill at 168. Go up there, become one of the guys be a mandatory, and tell Eddie Hearn to force WBO. Force
Big
that.
man, too, bro. 5 M's ain't enough anymore to fight Canelo, bro. You need to offer more. You might get your eye broken. Fuck that.
You need 10 M's.
No, do you know what? Do you know what rattled me after the fight when he went to Eddie and said, "Respectfully, easy money."
Bro,
I told you, my friend,
it.
easy money.
I'm loving that we're seeing.
Listen,
And I don't know who takes credit for this. I'm going to give it to Eddie Hearn because he's my guy.
it's Eddie still. It's Eddie.
I'm
It's
loving
Eddie.
how we're seeing more of Canelo's personality.
Canelo's stuff
because
is going like this. It's just rising.
and all the stuff that we're getting in English as well is fucking gold, man. It literally everything he says, because he doesn't speak English.
Mm-hmm.
Every word that he says in
They're
English,
gonna
I'm
just
clinging
meme
on.
him. They're just gonna
I'm
meme
clinging
him.
onto it. Like, yeah. That's.
I'm coming, my friend. I'm coming.
I love it. I love all of it. And to be fair to Canelo, like he's huge in America and Mexico, but he really has potential to be like a real global star.
He should be.
After that fight with
it's because you don't speak English, man.
But this is the thing. So now that he's starting to, speak English, insult people in English, like this is good for him.
He beat up one of the best gypsy fighters in the country. He's gonna do.
But to be honest with you, his stock should have been gone from a long time ago, mate. You fought Floyd, and like God knows how early up that fight was. You fought Shane Mosley. You literally cleared out everyone. Whether you won or lost, you fought Lara, you fought Trout, you fought GGG twice. Like you should have been you should be a household name from a long time ago.
But
I think Eddie's gonna get him to come fight in the UK.
Golden Boy weren't promoting him right.
Yeah, did you hear Canelo said? So he's too busy drinking.
Yeah, they weren't promoting him right. Like you had the star boy, yeah. Fair enough, he didn't speak English, but like Eddie's saying, listen, we're gonna get if he becomes undisputed, we're gonna get him to fight all across the world. And that's what you need. Like, as we said, in the Americas, Canelo is the biggest name in boxing. Mm-hmm. But outside of the Americas, they don't really know him. They just know this red-haired Mexican who just fought Floyd Mayweather. That's what he's known as.
And unlike other sports, America isn't like you're kind of capped with your earnings in America. Like we see how much money AJ can make from a fight just from being a huge star in Britain and around the world. So it's not like American sports where if you are like the biggest NBA star, you are one of the highest paid athletes in the world. And sure, Canelo is one of the highest paid athletes in the world, but you're kind of capped in the Americas. If you go global, then it's peak for you because you can earn so much more money.
He should be global. He is going to be global. Like Canelo is the face of boxing in Americas, and he's going to become the face of boxing in the rest of the world.
I think he's a face of boxing. Period. To be honest with you, is that there?
Probably is.
I think it's a two-headed snake because
outside
of the Americas, AJ is like everyone knows who AJ is. But in the Americas, everyone knows who Canelo is because the large Spanish contingent, large Latin contingent, and just the Black Americans and America in general. And obviously, America is the biggest market, so we're not going to like pretend with that. But reality is, this man should be Floyd Mayweather 2.0. He should be able to do. He should be able to go into like Ukraine and get mobbed. Personally, that's how I feel. Like Floyd could go anywhere when in his peak. Tyson could go. Tyson went to Japan and got mobbed. That's what we should be seeing with Canelo. Personally, that's how I feel in it. But
yeah, there's definitely the potential to do that, and I think maybe that's one of the reasons he is working so closely with Eddie and DAZN is that maybe he realizes he needs to work more on like public perception and just like his actual brand of Canelo Alvarez. Maybe he needs to work on it. I think they're doing a good job, man. And
seriously, Canelo needs to give Floyd a good like thank you because he birthed a monster after that fight, man. If he won, he wasn't going to win. But I feel like the Canelo we see today is because he lost to Floyd.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's why these guys kind of keep their perfect records. Yeah,
and stop that. Losing does two things. Losing can do two things to you. It can make you way better, or it can just derail you. And Canelo is one of those, and Canelo is another example of staying with your trainer. Because when he lost to Floyd, people were telling him to sack Reynoso. I remember people were like, "Oh, leave Reynoso."
Reynoso's inexperienced, too young. Yeah.
Look at it now. Look at it now. So you know what? I give all them man credit, man. I give big credit because Canelo is a fam. He's already a Hall of Famer, but I'm already looking at matchups, all-time matchups. How would he do? I'm already looking at it and saying, how would Canelo do against some of these guys in the past?
I think he can go right in the Everett Cup.
Oh, definitely.
100%.
Definitely hits hard enough. His boxing brain's there. And
this guy's done at 147. He's currently fighting at 168 and has won a bit at 175.
That's insane, man. That's
crazy.
It's legit insane.
It's crazy.
Like, his jump through the weights. What do you think has been more crazy, Pacs or Canelo's?
Canelo.
I think Canelo's because it's easier with the little weights because there's like 2 pounds between a lot of the little weights. Yeah, that's why I think Pac-Man.
Light heavy, crazy.
But when you're going up into the heavier weights and you're jumping up 7-8 pounds a pop and
carrying your power as well.
And the fighters in that division are like 5 inches taller than you.
And they get to blow up in weight. So you're not fighting Kovalev at 175. You're fighting him at 190.
Yeah. To be fair, Canelo's been doing that for his whole career.
He was. Now he's bad at it.
But he's 5'8". Like we say, Canelo blows up in weight, which he does. But being that compact and that heavy, you get stamina problems. There are detriments to being that. There are stuff against him, and you're fighting you're fighting guys who are naturally that size, so their body's more used to being 190 and they're 6'2", 6'3". Bro, like, how you doing it? Juicy beef Canelo, as they say, he's a monster, man. Then he needs more of that juicy beef, man. I like.
I'm seeing a certain name. Is that Oscar?
Yeah, what this name? This name.
I'm seeing a certain name. Certain man. That's what I'm gonna say. Certain man.
Certain man.
That's what they care about with his cooking. He's been trying to handle my.
I told him if he punches that prediction, and I'm cooking him until the end of time.
Let's move on from Canelo anyway. Let's talk a little bit about. So obviously we got some big news today. Was it today or yesterday?
Today.
Is it today with the AJ Fury? Date announcement.
Sorry, Eddie said that it's August the 14th. Today, like that's
he said 7th or 14th, and today they come out and said
14th. Yeah. So Sam, looks like you were wrong, mate.
Boy, like I said, we have to remember they said it'll be early. And I said it's not gonna happen. When they said it's gonna happen, it'll get pushed out. So
you said it wouldn't happen this year.
I said if it does happen, it happens late. That's what I said.
August is literally like near the middle of the year, bro.
Yeah, it's half of the year.
August was always in conversation.
It's closer to the middle than it is to the end.
If you go to the beginning, there was always saying June, July. That was always a narrative, June, July.
So 1 month later,
they said May. When they was talking about it, when it was in February, they said May. Then they pushed it out to say June. Nothing. If it happens late in the year.
They call you Queensbury Samps.
So now back. Which one is it? Is it PBC or is it Frank Warren?
It's anything that's anti-matchroom.
I've even over the course of these pods here, I've openly rated Eddie for a lot of stuff. So
well, yeah, look, we won't spend too much time on that because listen, we beat that topic to death. This week, obviously, Jide, you want to talk a bit about Michael Hunter was supposed to fight Filip Hrgović. What has happened there, Jide? Give us the scoop.
All right, so I'll try and make it brief. Essentially, Michael Hunter and Filip Hrgović were meant to fight for the IBF Eliminator to make themselves mandatory for the winner of AJ and Fury. Simple. Obviously, Hearn came to Hunter and be like, yo, we're trying to give you XYZ. Hunter said, no, I'm going to go to purse bids, which is smart on his behalf. So he got more of the split, 60-40. Anyway, they went to purse bid. Only Matchroom was there. Like, no one else came to bid for the fight. That shows you how much they didn't rate Hunter, but that's another thing to say. And anyway, cut story short, he agreed. They both agreed. He's getting like, 600K. Hrgović getting like 300K, whatever. They were supposed to fight. Hunter was promoting the fight as if like, yo, I'm the bogeyman. No one wants to fight me in the division. I'm the throwback fighter. I fight everyone. All that nice stuff that the fans like to hear, right? And then it comes to the fight being announced. My man pulls out. He just disappeared. He bottled the fight. Obviously, Kelly Sauerland is going crazy. He's like, you're wasting people's money. You're wasting people's time. Eddie Hearn's not happy. I just decided, you know what, Hunter, let me go research who's advising you. Who's advising this young man?
Tell us who was advising.
Who's advising?
Please tell us who was advising this young man.
I don't know. It rhymes. His name rhymes with Raymond.
Matt Damon?
Matt Damon.
I can't lie to you, that was quality. Well done.
Damon Wayans?
His name rhymes with Matt Damon, but yeah, we'll just say him. Al Heyman advises Michael Hunter. So I knew what was going on.
The plot thickens.
I get it now. I should have known.
We should have known how these guys move. But my thing is, obviously, Hunter's not an official PBC guy. He's just advised by my man. However, Al Heyman has a relationship with the WBA. Obviously, they have Trevor Bryant as the WBA regular champion. If we look through Al Heyman and PBC fighters, they love the WBA regular belt. They love that little baby belt, right? So he's probably told Michael Hunter, listen, you can fight Philip Hrgović, high risk, low reward. You probably lose. If you win, you do get a 7 million to 8 million payday against AJ or Fury, which is at the end of the day what you'd want. Or you could go through an easier route, fight this Michael Wilson guy who no one wanted. Fam, he got pammed so much, he turned off his comments on Twitter and Instagram. That's how much fans.
Michael Wilson, let me Google him.
Michael Hunter got pammed so much, he turned off his comments. That's how you know he's a bum. But anyway, so obviously, as a fighter, your career, it makes sense. It does what he's doing, makes sense. However, if you weren't gonna fight Hrgović, you should have just said. You should don't come out and say I'm the bogeyman. Michael Wilson got knocked out in cruiserweight. He's a cruiserweight.
He's literally a cruiserweight. Yeah,
but he's in the WBA rankings to go. That's what I'm saying. So they're lining him up for the Trevor Bryant fight. Dillian White's not getting that Trevor Bryant fight. Michael Hunter's gonna get, and then Michael Hunter can say I'm a world champion, and then Michael Hunter can listen. I know the pattern. We know the Al Heyman pattern. So yeah,
and he's 38.
Oh, come on, man. There's no defending Michael Hunter.
Nah,
I'm just gonna leave this comment on the screen.
Nah, Sam's can't say that.
I ain't got shit to say with that. This is a business move. It happens. It's boxing. Yeah, and the advisor is looking at his fighter to make sure he makes the most.
But if it was Eddie now, fucking Eddie, he always does this. I hate him so much.
Hold up.
He's good at his job. He's good at what he does, Eddie. But
I would grind my gears, doesn't he?
Wait. Let's
the difference is the reason why I'm not defending Hunter at all. Yeah, is that Hunter himself is chatting shit. So I was looking forward to that fight. Yeah, with Eddie will be the one who's talking for the fighter. And that's what's like, wait, you told us it's the promoter and then double back on yourself. That's why I get onto him. Do you get what I'm saying? Whereas Al Heyman will stay behind the shadows and let the fighter do the dirty work. With Eddie jumping out into screen, doing flipping, doing Death Row Records, come to my side if you don't want your people in the camera type shit. Yeah. I'm like, wait, but you're lying to my face. You are the one lying now. When the fighter is lying against the fighter, hence what I normally do. When Heyman is quiet and leaving the fighter to do, I can go to the fighter. But when Eddie does it, the only person I can direct my problem with is Eddie. That's why
they're saying that Heyman's got a pistol to your side right now.
In saying that, I say Eddie has.
Why do you keep looking to the right, Sams?
he's gonna pip. He's going to read that line like that. He's read that. Yeah. He's got a pistol as well.
That's what I do. All I do is stay 100% on whoever's chatting shit. If I chatting shit, I'm calling you out. Simple as that. Same way when Jiddy said the same thing about Hunter. What am I saying? I'm saying Hunter is a pussy.
Chat shit, get banged, Sams.
Who does Hunter get promoted by? So he's like a free agent or something?
He's a free agent.
Yeah, he's doing the Mayweather. He basically hasn't got an agent, but he's basically got an agent because he's under.
He was with Eddie, right?
He was.
Yeah.
They left him,
and then he left Eddie, and then went Lone Ranger.
Yeah, he's gonna go and get a Lambo like with other Heyman fighters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we just go back here? Someone said something about Saudi. I can't lie to you. I went to Abu Dhabi in August, bro. It is nuts. I ain't going there.
Oh, in August, people emigrate out of Saudi and
that was a big mistake,
in
man. My birthday's around that time. I thought, yeah, let's go. I've been to Dubai.
That's why they're saying they want to make another stadium for the fight, isn't it?
Yeah, they're going to build a stadium. But my feeling is, I can't lie. I would have liked if China or someone got that fight because, fam, it's going to be so hot. Like,
Nah, I can't lie to you, bro.
How are we going to get fans in there? Like,
it is mental. It's not normal. As in, there's heat, yeah.
It's a desert, man.
And there's holiday heat, and there is maybe this is what hell feels like heat. Like, I remember at one point I was like, you know what? If it ain't 9 o'clock in the evening, I don't want to come out. And even 9 p.m. sweated out. It's long.
Yeah. The heat is mad in those countries. Absolutely mad. I remember the first time I went to Dubai, and it was like July times. I come out of the airport, I couldn't fucking breathe. It was
the air is thick.
Yeah, it slapped me. I had to go back. This is poor me. I had to go back into the airport just to get some oxygen. I was like, fucking hell, what was that all about? Jesus Christ. I got a sunburn just by stepping out into the bloody stepping out of the airport.
Bro, it's peak, bro.
It is a shame that it nothing against Saudi Arabia, but it is a shame that. Sorry.
Eddie's got that relationship with them now, isn't it? So
there's a lot of interesting conspiracy theories actually around not conspiracy theories, but quite a few concerns around this fight to do with the financing of this fight.
Yeah, but shall I tell you why I find it funny? Because I fully understand Frank Warren, Aram and all these guys saying, they want proof of funds. They don't know XYZ. I get it in it because you've never worked with these guys. You don't know. And to them, they feel like, listen, Eddie can't pull this off. Like, as we're saying, August, all the signs are saying this is not going to happen. I fully get it. But the reason why I feel like it was always going to happen, the chats is killing me. The reason why I feel like it was always going to happen is you're not dealing with a promoter. You're not dealing with a businessman. You're dealing with a state.
You're dealing royalty, with Prince Khalid and them, man.
Like, this is different. This is not. You're not.
But this fight isn't being put on by the state, is it?
It is Prince Khalif, whatever his name is. I don't. God, listen, bro, don't assassinate me. I don't know your name.
I thought the funding was private
investors.
It was private, but he said he wants big fights in his
country. And AJ's last fight that was put on by using public money.
Yeah. But the reason why I feel like it was always going to happen is because, like I said, in places like Dubai and Saudi Arabia, they have something called like sponsorship. Like only certain people can actually do business.
Yeah, that's normal. You can't even buy property out there.
You can't even. Yeah. So for the fight to even happen, for private investors to say, "I want to put this on," the state have to give you permission.
Yeah.
So they've got that permission. The prince of the country is like, "I want the biggest fight in my country." So if my man couldn't get the funds, are you trying to tell me he's not going to say, you know what, Pops, King, I beg you, bust us 200 mil. Hey, listen, we got. Do you know what I mean? Like you're messing with a country. A country is back in the fight. It's different level. That's why I was always
and not just any country as well. Like,
Gida, you done? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done, man. Go on.
You know what's interesting? Like extremely interesting for me. Yeah.
Go on.
Does everyone remember when Wilder had the 50 M's in the duffel bag, and everyone's like, proof, show the funds.
Yeah.
So what's going? So like.
Okay, shall I say what the difference is? Shall I say the difference?
Yeah. Just bring it out there, you know. Just put
yeah. This is difference. Wilder said to AJ, sign the contract in 24 hours. Fury, Aram, and them guys haven't told Hearn, listen, show us proof of funds of 200 million in 24 hours or we're moving on. They didn't say that. Wilder told AJ, I have money, sign the contract in 24 hours. That is ridiculous. It's not even.
I'm not talking about the actual contractual stuff and that.
Yeah, but
all they said was show us the funds, prove the funds. They then said he hasn't got the money.
Eddie Hearn said like he's fine with that, like he agrees.
No. He's saying
show us the funds. You haven't got the money. It's the one who's not real. That's all I want to know. So now when they try to get out of the line, I'm just trying to understand what's going on. by all means. But you're still
I know.
talking about the guy who's backed by.
Wilder's definitely not a Saudi prince.
But Samson.
Some bump from Alabama.
There's certain things we need to understand. Wilder has never in his life made anything close to 50 M's.
The
Right?
money was coming from his advisor.
Wait. Wilder has never made anything close to that. Like, not even a fifth of that money, yeah? So him saying, I got 50 M's because them man were putting pressure on him, saying, how can you not sign 12 million? How can you not sign 24 million? How can you not sign 60-40? They were putting pressure on him. So they came and said, we got 50 M's signing 24 hours. And Eddie's like, no, I don't believe that, show proof of funds. You're right. But Saudi and these man, yeah, were like, yo, we're going to show you the money. We're going to put in the escrow and we're going to show you. Just make sure that if you're happy, sign the contract. We're not giving you a 24-hour deadline. We're giving you time to analyze, to send all your lawyers, to send all these people to make sure that money is right.
Wait, why did they do that in all fairness? But in saying that, you know.
So that's what I'm saying. It's different. It's like you can't be putting a 24-hour time constraint on.
No, wait, I'm not even agreeing with that. I'm just pointing out the fact of the whole Eddie saying that they're being difficult and so forth here. And then Frank Warren's come out and said, we don't know about the funds. The funds ain't been shown.
I personally think that. Yeah.
Sorry, but what I'm saying is Eddie I don't think that's what Eddie has a problem with, me personally. Because there's been different stages of this whole process. This whole contract, this whole finance thing has just come out now since Frank Warren spoke. And he has responded and said, no, that's fine. Like, we understand that. But it's the stuff that's happened before that. But
right now, while the fight is like, they've done, Sky Sports have done about 10 different graphic designs about the fight being made.
Bro, Sky Sports is so unprofessional when it comes to this fight.
90% done, yeah.
No, Sky Sports were annoying me with this fight, bro. Nothing official has been made and they've been posting bare about it.
Every time they've even done breaking news.
Like, chill out, man.
Yes, breaking news. The fight is nowhere closer, but we've now had further.
Bro, Eddie Hearn can fight. Breaking news, Eddie Hearn fighted. Like, chill out, man.
But either way, I just want to raise that point because it was interesting that to hear Judy's defensive league on the situation here, where that same proof of funds was, he's chatting shit. He ain't got the money. Where's he getting the money from?
I definitely think there's something to be looked at. I mean, I'm no expert, but I think there's something a little bit dodgy going on with the funds.
It's a bit long, isn't it?
Of course, listen, that shit is dodgy. Where's he getting the money from? Like, bro, let's keep it true. Like, obviously, we know all money, but that's some corrupt money, man. They've got bare slaves working and they're doing some.
It's not saying they're going to build another arena. Like, there's definitely.
It sounds like it's coming from private investors. That's what.
They're money laundering.
Yeah. So I certainly understand the reservations personally. I do.
Definitely I get.
I don't. Even with that, I don't understand reservations from Queensbury because I can't lie to you. The whole setup and how what we know about behind the scenes. It seems like they don't really mind dirty money.
I'm sure they don't mind dirty money. But be careful because Frank Warren might fucking sue the shit out of us.
He's got to go take my Adidas top.
Hey, listen, Sams, I know how you roll, mate. Yeah, don't you forget I've seen you driving around in something, all right? Yeah, so don't give me that Adidas tracksuit.
That's crazy.
Samson is rich. That's what he's getting financed.
He's the real Saudi prince.
He's getting financed by Al Heyman. You wonder why my man backs him. Listen, Heyman's
Samson's he's the Joe Budden of this podcast. He's proper industry. Samson's industry, man.
The bust down chain and like every other bit that all the PBC fighters have got. So I'm clearly on the.
I'm just saying when Al Heyman gives you that Lambo, yeah. Listen, just bring me.
Don't forget where you started. Don't
forget where you started.
I'm gonna find his contacts and listen. I've been defending you guys for like 3-4 months, 5 months.
You got the receipts. You got all these episodes, man. Let him play
it. Let's end on the Joshua Buatsi fight on the weekend. Look, guys. I don't know anything about Daniel Blender dos Santos.
Nobody does.
Nobody does. Right.
Put it this way, yeah. He's just an average fighter. Essentially, Joshua Buatsi is in a very precarious situation, right? He's just moved to America to train with Virgil Hunter. So I definitely want to see this fight to see what he's improved on. It's just like with Chris Eubank Jr. When he went to Roy Jones, we saw the fight and we saw the stuff they've been working on, right? So with Joshua Buatsi, we want to see what wrinkles Hunter has added to his game. Number one. Number two, he needs to step up now. We've seen his compatriot fight Bivol and look good. Like Bivol, you can beat Bivol. Bivol is winnable. We've seen obviously we've got Yard and Lyndon Arthur. Obviously Lyndon Arthur's now WBO mandatory. He's pushing on. He's probably looking to fight Joe Smith Jr.
Yard's for Kovalev.
Everyone
Callum Johnson back in the mix.
Callum Johnson's back. You know what I mean? So every other British light heavyweight are doing stuff. So for Buatsi not to be left behind, he needs to deal with this guy, fight another.
He needs to flog him.
He needs to flog him, then fight a world level guy, then go for Bivol or go for a world championship. Like that should be his path. So this fight this weekend for me is just let's see what new stuff Buatsi's learned essentially.
I did a little bit of research into what's his name? Daniel Blender dos Santos. That's how much research I did into him. Don't even know his first name. I don't think he's fought anyone that has a winning record. So
I said it to you earlier today. I can do my prediction early this week.
Yeah,
I've got Buatsi 4-6 getting him right.
Yeah.
But in terms of him going with new trainer, I don't really expect much difference because it's still a bit of short of a time scale. But because I've seen this nobody that is unknown, I'm expecting him to basically be a touch.
I don't know how much, like how big a part Virgil Hunter plays in his camp, because the information seems quite hazy. Because sometimes Buatsi says that he's just there to kind of oversee things. Sometimes people say that he's playing a bigger part. I'm not too sure how big a part.
He that in America basically just got back, didn't he?
I'm not sure. I'm not too sure.
From what I was seeing on Insta and stuff, he was out in America pretty much exclusively. So
yeah, I feel like he's probably got his green card. I hear him, man. The babes in America, they slap, man.
I mean, Virgil wasn't brought in for fights like this, though, was he?
No, of course not.
So I think you'll probably see the real fruits of the labor in tougher fights to come. So yeah, look, not much to say about this fight. It'll be good to see Buatsi though, because we haven't seen him for quite a while, and he's I think in the last 18 months he's only fought. This would be only his second fight in the last 18 months. So
are there any fights on the card you guys are looking forward to?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. I mean, Kamal Yafai is fighting.
I'm looking forward to the babes fighting.
Yeah, who's that?
I keep it consistent. This card to me is dead in it, but I keep it consistent.
You know what? I'm surprised Eddie Hearn.
This is not pay-per-view. We thank God it's not pay-per-view. That's how.
If he did, I would be onto him.
You would have been on his neck.
At least he hasn't done this week.
Is it on the zone?
No. You can.
Or is it on Sky?
Sky Sports.
No, because I saw on here.
It's on the zone. You might be on the zone, you know.
Yeah, no.
It's on UK.
Sure,
I don't know if it's on the zone. I'm sure
it's on the zone. That's calm, man.
I don't think it's on the zone. I don't think it's on the zone. I think it's on Sky. That was like a Sky fight.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Yeah, so what? Nothing really to look forward to on that. Are you even going to tune in? Who's going to tune in?
I'm going to watch boxing fans, man. I'm tuning in. Like I said, I'm supporting the women's boxing, man.
What's the women's fight then?
Bro, all I know is one of the women looked like a lunch lady. I don't even know.
God.
No, one of those like a lunch lady. It's actually kind of mad still.
A lunch lady?
Yeah, like proper old and that. I don't know what's going on. The
views of Dafo's
Ringside Fracas.
Ringside Fracas.
Thanks for giving me more work to do, Dapo. But who's the women that are fighting on the card?
I don't have a speed.
I would tell you their names, but I just came back from football, so
CTE, yeah.
CTE, man. CTE.
Yeah.
The only women's boxing I know is Taylor, and pretty much that's about it, really. And Clarissa Shields. It's very limited on women's boxing.
Savannah Marshall, Ebony Bridges.
I much prefer women's MMA. I like watching women's MMA. I think it's a
lot more exciting.
a lot more exciting, a lot more competitive, and the skill level is higher as well, I believe. But
some of these
to
women
be
in
fair,
MMA
the
were
last
still
few
like-
women fights I've seen,
They've been good.
boxing fights, they've been good. So
Yeah, Terry Harper, that's it.
Yeah,
Cherry,
she's good, to be fair.
she's good. Yeah,
is that the lunch lady?
look at that for. No,
Huh?
he's googling, he's searching. We
What kind of burner phone is that, Dapo? By the way.
It's an iPhone.
Oh, okay.
What is Ellis Hopkins? I don't know who that is. Versus
We need to support the ladies, man.
bro. She doesn't have an Instagram account, so I don't even know who it is.
You lot push that. Support the ladies, man.
Get the zone, man.
Get
the zone.
someone.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to get a job with the zone anyway, so
Yeah, the zone. If you guys need a software
zone. If
engineer,
you need
shout
listen,
me.
Eddie, let me tell you something. Yeah, these lots say I'm matchroom biased. If you need a promoter, because you know BLM, we need more black promoters. If you need a guy to come under your wing, if you need a guy to come under your wing, I'm ready. I'm here. I'll beat them all. Do you know
you need to check that token black guy card. To check
Listen,
that
I'm ready.
that
man.
minorities checkbox.
Shout me, bro.
Anyway,
that,
guys, let's call it a night there. It's been a good pod. As per usual, everyone, if you are listening, and you got to this point, well done. First of all, but go into your podcast app, leave us a 5-star review. Some dickhead, did you see that? What I put in that thing? Some fucking dickhead left us a 1-star review. I told you guys, leave us 5-star fucking reviews. Some fucking idiot.
Man, breaking it down. What do you think this is?
We don't know knowledge. Everyone's got a podcast. Listen, just because your podcast gets 3 views a week, leave your fucking haterade fucking shit.
Listen, I can't find any podcast that meets the demands this guy was trying to make us meet.
In it, not one single podcast. Blah.
Break it down. What round did the guy before got stopped?
Listen, the haters. We love the haters. We love the haters, man. They watch the
coming, man. But no, actually, don't keep it coming because the 1-star reviews they put us down in the rankings. We don't need that 1-star shit. Yeah. So you,
5-star reviews.
When I find that guy, listen, it's gonna be
we're on his ass, man.
Yeah, I know boxers, all right. I know boxers. I'm gonna be on him. But yeah, 5 stars, please, guys. 5 stars. And if anyone knows how to find the address of this 1-star review guy, please let me know. Because I'm very interested. If you are listening, mate,
Samson's gonna pay him a visit, man.
Yeah, Samson's gonna pay him a visit. Yeah.
Hey, before we go, listen, smoking that gypsy pack, Tyson Fury, you next. We coming, baby. Let's get it.
On that note, we will call it a day. Take it easy, guys.
Oh, sweet.